InTheCage.pl and another special guest for you, my dear fans and friends. This is Smiling Sam Alvey from USA.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It is very nice to hear you and see you also. Um, well, Sam, I've got a couple of questions about your fight in Gdańsk because you were our guest in Poland last
hmm
year. And well, the question is, first of all, how did you like it? I know it was rainy and cold, but maybe there was something interesting in Poland.
You know what? I absolutely loved it. I live in California, Southern California, so it never rains. It's never cloudy. It's never, and so it's so nice to get out of that. I love my time up there, and I was saying it might be the hardest working city I've ever been into.
Oh,
Uh,
why? Why is it?
24 hours a day. What's that?
Why is it?
24 hours a day. There was someone working on something.
Mm-hmm,
The
mm-hmm.
whole city under construction, and they were hammering, nailing, drilling everything all night long. Uh,
Okay, so they didn't let you to rest before your fight?
oh, I rested just fine. It was the jet lag. I was up anyways because of the jet lag, so I was always walking around town, just kind of seeing everything, and just the whole city was awake at night. It was really kind of cool.
Yeah. Uh, this could be, this was for you, I think, very hard to take this fight because you knew about this fight a couple of days before it. Um,
You know, I got 10 days notice. I cut
yes.
42 pounds, which is what 20 kilograms ish,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a big cut. It was too much. I overestimated what I could do.
I think it was horrible, and I saw also some information from your wife that she thinks that you have to fight in a higher division because this weight cutting for you is horrible in this small time because you had only a couple of days, so it's quite understand that it was very hard for you. Uh, and the question about this weight cutting. Is it always like that you are, I don't know, angry or maybe you are backing off from other people and don't want to talk with anybody when you cut weight? How does it look
You
like?
know, I think I do all right. My wife might argue, but I think I'm as friendly as everyone I'm cutting weight.
Okay, so
You know,
let,
my next fight's at 205, so my weight cut's way smaller. I cut my weight cut in half.
hmm
So this time I get to eat a little more. I get to do a little bit more lifting during camp, but it's I like both. I'll be back down to 85, but for now I'm going to stay at 205.
I understand. And could you tell us something about Ramazan Emiev after this fight in Gdańsk? What do you think about this fighter?
Oh, he's very talented. He is. He saw weaknesses in what I was able to do, and he took advantage of them. Good hands, good wrestling. His jiu-jitsu was very good. It was a real. He's a real fighter. I look forward to watching him fight again.
hmm Last year you had four fights. Uh, is it not too much for one person?
No, I want more. I want more. I actually just tied the record for most fights in one year. I got six
hmm
fights in one year,
Okay.
and yeah, and so I tied that. I'm now. It's me and Cowboy Cerrone are the only two in the UFC to have done that.
Yes.
So thrilled. I love fighting often. I'm going to try and fight as often as I can this year too.
hmm wow. Okay. So this year you've got the first fight with our Polish guy, with Marcin Prachnio, in February.
Yep.
So, well, you are going to spoil the record for Martin, or you are going to like to spoil the record. But everybody here in Poland are very happy because of your fight with Martin, because people here in Poland very like you very much. So, uh, what do you think about? Do you know something about your Polish fans? Maybe you've got some fan clubs here, or maybe something like this.
You know what? I fought there once, and I know I didn't have the greatest fight ever, but I met as many people as I could all week long. Like you said, I just kind of walked the town and talked with people, and it was actually I know they don't. I know English is the second language, but they all knew it. I mean, I talked to so many people, and I had a great time there. I'm glad to hear they like me because I loved being over there, and I hope I get the chance to fight there again.
As we can see, you've got a couple of connections with Poland. First, fight in Poland in Gdańsk at the UFC event. Then you are going to welcome in UFC Octagon our Polish guy, Marcin Prachnio. The question is, what do you know about Marcin? Do you know anything for now?
I've seen a couple of his fights, and he looks very talented. He belongs in the UFC. He's got a lot of finishes, and I know he's got a big karate background too. I think
Yes.
I think I read or looked, he's got 150 wins and only 20 losses
Yeah.
in his tournaments, which is very impressive. I don't have 150 of anything. Uh, so no, he knows how to compete. He's very good at competing, and just seeing his fighting style, I think this is going to be a real fun fight for the both of us.
Mhm. We can say that Marcin Prachnio would prefer to stay on feet. He always do a lot of punching and kicking. Are you prepared for this?
I am. If anyone's ever seen me fight, they see I like staying on my fight too, or on my feet as well.
Mhm.
So it'll be one of those fights that people like to tune in for. We both swing hard, we both hit hard, and we both don't back down from one another. So I look forward to testing myself with karate style like his.
Mhm. Um, Jake Collier was supposed to be an opponent of Martin. He's injured, and once again, you are taking fight in someone else's place. So, how is it look like? How does it look like? UFC is calling you, and they say, "You know what? We've got another one injured, and we need you." So, how does it look like? Do they always call you when they have a problem?
You know what? The UFC has been so good to me. For the most part, I call and ask, "Hey, can I fight?" And they'll say mostly yes. This time they said, "You know what? We don't have any openings at 185."
Mhm.
So I said, "Hey, I'll fight at 205 too if you got anything." And they came back to me a day later, and said, "Hey, we got a 205er. If you want to come to Florida." And I said, "Yeah, I want to go to Florida."
Okay, and about the journey to Florida, when do you have to go there to have a time to prepare for the fight?
Yeah, I'll be there a week before. So
Hmm.
yeah, the 24th, and then get there on the 15th or 14th, somewhere in there.
Okay, it will be a good time for acclimatization. It will be enough.
Oh yeah. It's only a few hours away. I mean, a few hour flight away for me. I'll get out of the dry desert heat of California, get into the humidity of Florida, which I'm looking forward to. I
Mhm.
grew up in Wisconsin, so we had a little bit of humidity up there.
Yeah.
And I love getting out of this desert.
Okay, I understand. Once you wanted to fight with other Polish guy, with Krzysztof Jotko. Why was he your target?
Because he's talented. I want to fight the best. And honestly, at the time, I wanted to fight over in Europe. I couldn't find anyone that would say yes to fight me in Europe. So I've seen him fight. He's super. I mean, he's very talented, and he fights everyone. So I kind of thought he would have said yes. Our schedules just didn't quite work up. So maybe someday, maybe my fight after this one, I'll get a fight with Mr. Christoph.
Mm-hmm. Maybe in the future.
Well,
Okay, and after the fight with Rashad Evans, you called a Brazilian legend, Vitor Belfort. What was the idea? Why did you want to fight with him?
I was calling it my vengeance tour.
Yeah.
I had people that had beaten my coach, Dan Henderson,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to get. I got Rashad done, so I needed Vitor, Machida, Anderson, and Bisbing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I guess I'm running out of time on a couple of those guys, but I'm hoping I can still fill in the gaps.
Well, after this fight, it was off. Fight between Victor Belfort and Uriah Hall. So maybe you've still got a chance.
Yeah, maybe. I let the UFC know I'm willing. I'm ready to jump in
As we
after
know,
the 24th, of course.
yeah, as we know, Michael Bisping doesn't want to fight with Victor Belfort, and this fight could be a great main event in London in March. Would you be prepared for March to take a fight with Victor or Michael?
I love fighting often, so if I could fight February 24th and then March 12th, I'm
Hmm.
in. I'll be anywhere, everywhere. I'll fly over. They can fly me from Florida to London. I'll be there.
Great idea. Okay, as I know, you are a great family guy. Yeah, we can see your wife with you in the locker room and also in your corner. So my question is your wife are going to be in Orlando when you are going to fight with
Yep.
Marcin?
Yeah. My wife has been to every one of my fights. I've got over 50 fights, and she's been to each and every one of them. She's my manager. She's my corner. She wraps my hands. She's very much part of my team. So I'm looking forward to having her there too.
Does she
Uh,
fight too? Is she training in some
she
mixed
does.
martial arts?
She actually broke her leg last Wednesday in
Whoa.
jiu-jitsu. Yeah, so she's getting her cast put on today, and she'll be on crutches for a little bit. But
Oh,
we're
that's
hoping she gets off her crutches when we go to Florida.
okay. I understand. And about your children, you told me that you've got two sons and one daughter. How old
Yep, my
is?
oldest is a daughter. Then I have two boys. It
Yeah.
goes 4, 3, and then 1. And then my wife and I were working on adopting a child right now as well.
Whoa. Okay. So you like to have a big family?
We want a big family. I always joked. I said I want a band. My wife wants a team.
Okay. Um, okay. About the family, do you want your children to train mixed martial arts or any other combat sports?
They will know how to. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, sorry. Now, could you please repeat the?
Yeah, of course. I was gonna say they'll know how to defend themselves, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
keep them as far away from fighting as possible. They can
Yes.
be good at football or baseball or soccer or tennis. There's a million other sports
Mm-hmm.
that I'll be front row and center helping them with.
And in the future, if one of your sons or maybe your daughter will tell you, Dad, I want to fight, what now? Would
I
you support
I'll
them?
help them.
Yeah.
I'll help them. I'll corner them. I'll make sure that they're the greatest fighter in the world. They'll be better than I ever wished I was. Uh, but I'm hoping they're better at something else.
Understand. Sam, how long do you want to fight in UFC? Do you have some plans, your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I always say Dan Henderson fought in the UFC till he was 46 years old. So if
Mhm.
I can make it to 46 in one day, I'd be pretty happy.
Okay, it's a nice plan, as I see. Um, and one question about your wife. I found an information that your wife was a model.
Hmm.
So, other question. Where did you meet, and how is it possible that man who is beating other people has such a great, very, um, I don't know, I'm looking for a possible word to describe her. She looks very delicate. She
She's tougher than I am.
really.
She's tougher than I am. Yeah, she's the athlete in the family. So I'm hoping my kids take after her.
Uh-huh.
I hit pretty hard and I can get hit pretty hard, but she's good at everything else.
Oh, great.
Uh,
And
yeah.
tell me,
So
please,
I'm.
where did you meet? Where did you meet?
Oh yeah, I met her at the Bristol Renaissance Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I was it was my second year there, and it was her first year there, and her boss and a buddy of mine introduced us,
Mm-hmm.
and that was 12 years and 6 months ago now.
Wow, you're still counting?
We still are every month. I could give you the day too if you gave me a second.
Oh God, yes, it is really beautiful. For me as a woman, it is something great. Okay, our fans and people that listen to In the Cage YouTube channel are going to have some questions for me. Why didn't I ask you about the fight? So one more time, you are going to fight with Marcin Prachnio in Orlando. We know that you both like to stay on your feet. But what about if Martin is going to try to give you to make you a surprise and try to make some takedowns?
He can try. Power to him. I think I have the best takedown defense in the UFC, at least my division. People shoot on me every fight, and Rashad Evans couldn't take me down. Talis Latis couldn't take me down.
Yeah.
Nate Marquardt couldn't take me down. So it's possible, but I train pretty hard on not getting taken down.
Tell me, please, would you like to have a rematch with some of your former fighters, like Teles Leitis or Elias Theodorou? Do you think sometimes about it?
Yeah, you know, I hate rematches.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of them. I've only got so many. My body's only going to let me do so much. I don't want to waste the same fight or waste part of my body on a fight that's already happened. And as I always said, that Elias Theodorou fight is probably the worst fight I've ever had. He came out with a strategy that worked. Don't fight me.
Yeah.
And it worked great. And I've always joked. He said if ever he wants a rematch, he's going to have to earn it.
Okay, I understand. Well, Sam, we are after a great event in last weekend. We saw two great title defenses. Tell me, please, what were your predictions for those fights between DC and Volkan Ozdemir and Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou?
It never happens, but I called that card perfectly. I scored 100% on my DraftKings.
Whoa.
I got Stipe by decision even. I got everything. So I was thrilled. I just Nogano is such a scary guy, so scary, and he hits hard, but he hasn't shown that much diversity. I've seen him get out wrestled before by Curtis Blades. Um, and Stipe is Stipe is he's the goat of the heavyweights.
Mm-hmm. Stipe said that for now on he thinks that he's the greatest heavyweight ever. Do you agree with this sentence?
It's hard to argue with it. He's beaten, I mean, pretty dominantly everyone that he's fought. Across the board, he just beat Nagano 50-44.
Yeah.
He's beaten the best. There's only a few people that have ever competed with him and won, and I think he's got a real claim at being the best.
Mm-hmm. And about Daniel Cormier, a lot of people say that he isn't a real champion because he lost two times to John Jones. And what? Okay. Oh, hello. It's Doggy. What's your name?
That's Coda.
It's Koda. Okay. Very nice one. It's a big one, I see.
He's a big one. Yeah, he's a great day.
Oh, sorry. Well, we were talking about DC. What do you think about this? Is he a real champion for you, or does he have to win with Bones to be a champion?
No, he is the real champion. John Jones beat him by cheating. He took steroids. John Jones, it'd be the same thing as if John Jones went into the octagon with a bat.
Yeah.
It's against the rules. He's cheating. DC is the real champ, and I think he's a good champ. I think he doesn't get half as much love as he deserves. He's well spoken. He's respectable. He's a family man. He's hardworking. He's represented our country in the Olympics. He is the true champ, and anyone that says Bones Bones a cheater. He cheated, and he continuously cheats. So I get nothing to Jones. He couldn't beat DC if he was clean.
Okay, so I can see that you've got no respect for, or less respect for the fighters that use steroids.
At least Jones. Someone's going to get caught with something once. Okay, sure. It happens. Maybe something was laced with something.
Yeah.
But what's 3 times now for Jones, I think? Or 2 or 3? Yeah, it's not an accident anymore. Now he's a cheater.
Yes. And do you think that he should try to come back to Octagon?
Yeah. Once he sits out, and he's got, a 4-year suspension or 3-year or something?
Well, we'll see about that, because there are some information that it might be not so big suspension. So maybe he will be back earlier. But
Yeah.
we don't know.
Well, whatever the suspension is, and I think he deserves the maximum. Whatever the maximum is, he deserves it. And yeah, if he comes back, he'll fight again. He shouldn't get a direct title shot.
Yeah.
He should have to earn it again. But yeah, he'll come back. Maybe he'll win. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I'm sure USADA is going to be sleeping at his house, though.
Okay, and 2 more questions about women MMA. Which of those female fighters do you consider as the biggest fighter, the female fighter in the world, in our history?
Well,
Chris Cyborg? Ronda Rousey or maybe Joanna Jędrzejczyk?
I'm a huge Cyborg fan.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. I love Cyborg. I love the way she fights. She fights like a man.
Yeah.
She even the Holly Holm fight, like halfway through round 2, she changed her plan.
Mm-hmm.
Changed her game plan, and it was so cool to see. I am a fan of Joanna. I didn't like the way she was running her mouth a little bit towards Rose,
Uh-huh.
but I do like watching Joanna fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what about Ronda? She's a legend in mixed
Ronda's
martial
okay.
arts.
Yeah, she was the first. She introduced the world's to women's MMA.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, she'll always be one of the goats.
Mm-hmm. And one more thing. What do you think about a possible match between Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes?
I think it'll be a bad day for Nunes. Uh, yeah, and I like Nunes. She's a fun gal to watch, but she doesn't have the gas tank. She's not nearly as big as Cyborg is either. Um, and Amanda hits hard, but she hits hard for like a round and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Cyborg hits hard for 5 rounds.
Yes, yes. We saw that last time. I didn't really expect that Chris is going to fight for 5 rounds. Um, even that more active in fifth round. So it was very surprising. Most of people said that it is very possible that Chris is going to be out of fuel in third round, maybe. So they were
Mm-hmm.
surprised too, I think.
Yeah, I heard everyone thinking Cyborg was going to gas, and she didn't. She didn't even almost gas. She looked good for 5 rounds. As a matter of fact, I think she looked better in the 5th than um, Holmes did. Holmes looked a little tired. She was still got a little spring in her step, but she looked tired.
Yes. Okay, Sam, I know everything. I asked you about everything I wanted to ask. Wanted to thank you for this talk, and we'll see you hopefully in the next UFC in Poland because you are planning to fight in UFC for a long time, and we are expecting that UFC is going to come back in Poland as soon as possible.
After the reception we got last time, I definitely see the UFC coming back to Poland.
So hope to see you again here. And thank you very much and have good luck with Marcin Prachnio. As a Polish girl, I would say you are going to need this luck, but for Marcin, I think it is also going to be a hard fight. So it's not easy to fight with Sam Alvey in a first fight for UFC.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think it's going to be a great fight either way.
So we're waiting for you, and thank you very much for this talk.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.